abusuafoɔ no ahwɛ fam ɔkɔ aba ɛde ɔba daily update tv so ɛne na ɔrehwɛ dwumadie na ɔsubscribe me YouTube channel no like and share na like abusua ni nkɔmmɔ breaking news a yɛnsa aka ɛyɛ Chief Justice Torkono ɛdeɛ na Chief Justice Torkono ayɛ obi bebisa ne nyinaa sɛ maame Torkono ɛyɛ prima facie nko ana yɛayɛ dɛ establish tia na yɛpɛ sɛ yɛde base on na kyerɛ sɛ bubɔ na ne yɛyi no we breaking news ne sɛ Chief Justice Torkono script no ɛda so baby I go tie more details more than almost 42 minutes cry a year evidence Kelvin release na ne nyinaa sɛ Gertrude Araba Esaki Saki Torkono as Chief Justice was not just paying husband and daughter per diem illegally, but she was also awarding contract to her daughter through a restricted tendering process. Someone who's supposed to be a protector of the law was abusing the law with her office. Now, Nina says script and that so, but I could tell more story. This is the same story with document and evidence are a Likee. That is a mammy Torkono. The BBI Tresa mammy on check because Nina say mammy Torkono a obia or no a justice for the Republic of Ghana. Na Nina say all of abroad office no. Na or the contract emane baba ya na nyeze enye per diem kwa no tuama onene kunu illegally na odo om travel na sa wa mane ba so contract a sika wo tua no ebusua mame Torkono this is a very big timer yeah they have to say goodbye to this woman because the woman used to a state power a busy officer no instead of her to protect a year emrano na oyusu marano ne babaye and woman illegal contract abusu nkotie more details from Kevin on will emfa credit my last silence media no because about 42 minutes and over cry because all teams are mama no sika onene bano illegally no omo or the moment sense abusu aye they love the tips so share you like God bless
work within the law before even Bibi Akroma ever is against the suspension of the Chief Justice. Say the Chief Justice, basically what the president is doing is against the law. Obian to me being anon because the president of the republic, John Dramani Mahama, every single step he's taking, we're making sure say constitution na we did sign so. People should understand say Bibi nka Bibi. Now a lot of people have made arguments. Adentina Chief Justice, no. Adentina in Sembien, there's nothing. She's done nothing wrong. At the end of the year, some people try to play everything down. Almost person Bibia looking so simple. But the petitioners, no, almost petition you know, there are a lot of things that the petitioners brought up. In fact, tonight I'm going to show you some of the things the Chief Justice did and why, as Ghanaians, we should be worried. And if she is not the Chief Justice today or she has been suspended, majority of you guys shouldn't be complaining. The Chief Justice, Madam Torkono, abused her office. She actually abused. And you see, something called conflict of interest is very dangerous. It is next to nepotism. You see, the root of corruption is conflict of interest. Say the Juma di amount, na say sa position now one. Who abuses sa position no ebia sa position no or the sa position ye nyome bia ebe favor wo ana e favor wo ba sometimes the crampo no you don't have to be directly involved in that act no but you being in that position alone no you need to have that that authority to stop anything enti obi di say John Mahama waka say na aban mu on person ne ba ebeji contract on person ne ba any aban ebe adwuma bia on person ne busuani bia eba be aban adwuma no omo the right to also go seek for their contract no the position as the president no his son today say the contract ebia 10,000 Ghana Emma John Mahama ba every single MPP member or Ghanaians we all will say hey because John Mahama position no one sa position alone no it can influence that process. You don't underestimate a conflict of interest. And when people start to complain about amount for positions, omo edi ye nyome bia. Now, Madam Torkono, your friend aka Osono Mame, so many things esi. And then me betchraw idea ba kubi. Oma ya no mu ye dede say, Madam Torkono nyehwe, we a regular Ghanaian like myself. Right? Now, Monsha Adiebi. Now, this company, your friend company way, and I want you to follow this conversation very well. Very important to me. The bachelor company be. Company way, you register company way 2019. A dinner a friend company, we have a Design 37 Limited. Design 37 Limited. I'm going to take my time today and Friday. Say it's enough. There are a lot of stories we need to do, but I'm going to take my time for us to do this story. It's got to do with a Chief Justice who has been suspended. Now, a company where you registered in 2019. Mr. P, Mr. S, team. All right. Now, interior design and furniture designs. Now, a company way, a juma we some interior designing. Omuye bibi a friend of furniture designs. Now, OSHA registration number now is CS0984222019. You see, on this platform, the reason why we have millions of Ghanaians watching us every single day is because Asemia Bekimbia, we back it with facts. And today we are doing another story on Madam Torkono, and we want Ghanaians to understand the reason why majority of Ghanaians listen to this platform. Make sure the reason why Madam Torkono, she's not supposed to come back as the CJ of Ghana. She's not. Now, company way, you registered in 2019. We should address a shower house number BAE 2920 near the place, 16th Street, Barcelona. I want to register a company, no. Now, so Oko company no more. Oma company no eyo omodia and our directors of the company. So we share document we are company 2. You will see this. Mami enlarge na obia hu bi se na be ya enye te se me nkwa na mehwe. Wo omo directors of the company no. Your Adam Sarah Amega Torkono oye Ghanaian director marketing. Adam Sarah Amega Torkono ono na director marketing. Sa company ne registered in 2019. And ye wo Serum Francis Afi Torkono ono so director and designer. Serum Francis Afi Torkono ono so director and designer. And ye wo Serum Francis Afi Torkono osa secretary and designer. Inti company no, the director and the secretary no, one person, your friend is Serum Francis Afi Torkono. And the oya marketing director no, your friend no, Adam Sarah Amega Torkono. Now, so company na you registered in 2019. Right now, Mamwati ase omo directors of the company. Nipa na mabo mudini nyina, you heard it. Now, Mamencha Adiebi, a company. Sa company way, obebusa say e dean omo ye. Sa company way say omo beye edwuma bi ama Ghana. Now, omo je contract every the judicial services hall. Contract and then say omo say omo ba be refurbish judicial services no, omo be see new lounge, any omo library, omo be refurbish no. Now, a dear Americhra no make out say oye the owner of the company. Serum. This Serum lady onye. This one is called Serum. Ono na mi bo ni din echire musisi ano. So she is the owner of the company. Serum Frances Afi Torkono. She is the daughter of the suspended Chief Justice. Company na make a lady way dia. This lady or the daughter of Chief Justice Madam Torkono neba company na lecturer no. The owner of the company, this lady, her name is Serum. She is the daughter of Madam Torkono. This company I'm talking about, the Judicial Service, Madam Torkono no, they gave this lady's company a contract. Now the contract was to fix the Judicial Library, build a lounge and decorate the lounge for the Judicial Services. We have established, sir, this company was actually registered in 2019. It belongs to the Chief Justice's daughter. The Chief Justice's daughter and on the company, at the end of the day, the Judicial Services MSA company, contract to decorate the Judicial Library and also build a new lounge or redecorate a new lounge for the judiciary. Now remember, Serum, the daughter of the Chief Justice, Torkono, Madam Araba Torkono, Nebabani. That's her daughter. Now, what are some of the items? Girl way company and a lady way company. Enya contracts na or say, or they ba eba bedeng, or they eba be renovate the Judicial Library and also the lounge for the judiciary. Remember, her mother is the Chief Justice. Time we win the contract, we know none of my men a Chief Justice. Now, these are some of the items. Onya contract no or say or toya or the ebedeng or the bedi jumano. Inti sa osha some of the items they be near. Now osha items na. We didn't remember contract so, but I'm going to show you how the whole thing went down. Oto judges reading room or renovate oto akonya bako 3,000 Ghana cedis. Oto or say desk oto be 1,900. Sorry, maybe I'm getting it wrong. Oto be 24,000. Or say lounge in Kunjani be 240 million old Ghana. And now oto nyamani be 42,000. Or say a Kunja basic lounge war. Oto desktop computers be 23,000 Ghana, 230 million old Ghana. These are some of the things contract or state say obeto edia renovate the judges lounge and also the library, the Judicial Library. And remember, contract where we win and a Chief Justice. Now osha flower pot be or the car ne contract no one or say obeto ediako renovation no oto ebi 1,900 Ghana to Ghana 19 million oto bibi to say in Konyabi and also oto be 6,500 Ghana 65 million old Ghana oto tables be 32,000 bibi to say curtains blinds oto be 7,000 that is 70 million old Ghana any a whole lot of things or say na obe use edi ideng I change the face of the judiciary, library, and their lounge. Now, you will publish it on our site, loudsilencenews.com, and also on our Facebook page. Now, let's go into the wagon. I know, Mr. S. I'll go in there. Remember, sir, contract now, a lady way. Ne maame the Chief Justice no contract na ye de man no a restrictive tendering and I say obi ka say restrictive tendering ya ma obi akwan e manan ambede contract am de be kire no unya hu cost a contract na sum total sum you don't have it, you have no idea. I'm going to show you, but I want you to understand say Madam Torkono ba no ne baba Serum we no ye man contract no na a restrictive tendering, meaning yama obia ho kwan say on bid for that contract. Technically, your friend no and on nko abaye and your tam sika man say contract no. So obi ka say onya priority, onya special treatment. Ne ma me na the Chief Justice and the contract we man no restrictive tendering. Into obi an na mpre ho ayo no nko a. she is the only person they gave the contract to. These are some of the reasons why I say Madam Torkono should not come back to the Supreme Court. She needs to understand. If she doesn't, there are a lot of damage. Now, Mayanko into the contract. Now, this contracts are quite interesting. Team. Now, my team is saying I should read restrictive tendering as a tre and so you move forward. I guess this is the only story we are doing today. Now, you guys are restrictive tendering as a tre saying this is restrictive tendering. Restricted tendering is procurement limits. Restricted tendering in procurement limits the competition to a select group of suppliers, contractors, or service providers, unlike open tendering. This method is used when the procurement subject is highly specialized, requiring only a few qualified bidders, or when evaluating a large number of bids would be disproportionately expensive. It's also known as limited bidding or selective tendering. So when they say restricted tendering, it means say it is limited to a few people, and in some instances, they have to be experts, people who have the required knowledge. Our expertise exceptional, and omutuminya sa contract restrictive tendering. Just say ye biema nipa kakra bi anaka anase sometime krampo no ye mbie kura manipa bebre ye biema company ba ko pe. It means say answer this hard remember sa company no na sa company no edwuma no omu nim edwuma no omu experience no. In fact, company bia entumi ma embe den and no be compete for that contract because expertise the omu nim no. About 90% of the companies are not competing with them. Inti yebese a kyerɛ wase eno ka ho de this contract we ema Madam Torkono ba serum. Now, yanko into the contract. Follow the documents very well. Now, OSHA document where a was screen so no. Let me enlarge it because it's always good when you can see what I am reading. This is a letter. Design 37 Limited. Enya free judicial services. Now, redesigning of judicial services libraries and creation of judges lounge. In the contract, they say, "Obe designing a judicial library. Na wasai creating a new judges lounge." Intuition letter na we forward herewith our bid into letter way na Madam Torkono ba etro edekoma the judicial secretary say omo bede for this contract say omo be redesigning the judicial library and also omo be recreating a new judges lounge. Madam Torkono or chief justice no ne ba no etro letter say contract bi ono na obetuma ye no otra command Madam Torkono office say sa contract no wa bid for contract no. We forward herewith our bid for the above tender for your consideration. Having examined the tender documents, the receipt of which is hereby duly acknowledged, we the undersigned offer to redesign. I'm sorry, let me take this again. This is quite faint. Now, Uridia Seneka, we forward herewith our bid for the above tender for your consideration. Having examined the tender documents, the receipt of which is hereby duly acknowledged. We, the undersigned, offer to redesigning of judicial services, libraries, and creation of judges' lounge in conformity with the said tender document for the sum of grand total for redesigning of judicial services, libraries, and creation of judges' lounge, including 2 years warranty, 456,456 Ghana. Now, Madam Torkono Babano extra letter. Basically, catch Madam Torkono office say, Omo di omo be da bromo, omo don be da tum say, omo be redesigning the library for the judiciary and also a lounge. Now, Sika omo say omo de ba be sa contract no, 456,000. Titigana Sika no, 4 billion. And all the baby renovate library no, na omaye some lounge be ediama judges no. Inti letter way free, Madam Torkono back ne bar, your friend Syrian company. Ultra letter way Akroma Akroma the judicial secretary. Do you remember the judicial secretary? She is the lady Madam Torkono suggested me Kufuado say on Fanenko Supreme Court. That is the lady recently or resigning here as the judicial secretary. Let me show you her picture. Eti Madam Torkono Bano. She is writing this letter to the judicial secretary or yet the secretary to Nemame. This woman. Inti letter na Torkono ba Etrono or Trakoma Madam Torkono secretary. Say contract way ye contract inti munshemu na monfamaye. Na ninyi na be cost 456,000. Titigana sikano 4.5 billion. This is the woman. Mami we ena Torkono ba no etro letter na koma no sata. This woman. On say recently, Madam Torkono resigning. This woman. Syria Pamela Granting. Time and now Madam Torkono ba etro letter we Akroma Judicial Services no. Ordinary the secretary to the Chief Justice. Judicial Secretary no onye wa resign and say the madam cause suspension. Into the banitro letter no, the letter was directed to this lady. Say, ya the bed atum, ya pese renovate library no, and library renovate ya pese ya lounge account ni nyina be cost Titigana sikano almost 5 billion. Okay. Let's go back to the letter. Now, Osha letter na. I wasn't done reading the letter. Osha letter ni here. We state amount of money omube here at the ISR contract no. Where Madam Torkono, we are talking about the reason why some people are making noise here because Madam Torkono is not supposed to come back to the Supreme Court. Now, who read the letter? We undertake, if our bid is accepted, to deliver the goods and services in accordance with the delivery schedule specified in the schedule of requirement. Or see, someone a bid way too ma into letter way or throw the Akroma Judicial Secretary. Sa time no na oye ne maame secretary. Say mo the bid way maya. You be make sure say ejuma no you be ne pepepe. Oba say wa or say thank you for inviting us to take part in the above mentioned bid. Into Judicial Secretary no, Judicial Services no, and we invite you almost form bid in betum. And I'm doing bid kotumu. And I'm just a bid no for renovation and also the lounge, you know, it's going to cost Ghana, old Ghana, no 5 billion. Where Madam Torkono, the Chief Justice Neba, Syrian Torkono, and the bid at tum, I'm an mame office, and DNC. Team, stay with me. So, uko the correspondence are or the letter will come out Judicial Secretary, no, obviously or definitely the Judicial Secretary would tell the boss because the Judicial Secretary cannot take that decision alone. It means she has to go and discuss it with the Chief Justice because the Chief Justice is the head of the judiciary. And who was the Chief Justice? The Chief Justice then was the lady who was saying, give me the contract, and then the Chief Justice. No. So do you think, say, sa contract, no, Syrian will not get it? Because what your letter come and mame, and what me say, mame deal, of 4.5 billion old Ghana. Now, Osha the SCHRA, this is what happened after. Now, so check a document where let me enlarge it. Now, because you've been Kelvin Taylor or that Ghana for. So on the 17th of October, September, 2024. September, October, November, December, naka 4 months, ema yako tuaba. Naka 4 months, ema yako tuaba, ena Madam Torkono ba, starte a bede for this contract. Naka 4 months, ne yako tuaba. Now, uridi a memorandum to Judicial Service. Letter ninye. The procurement authority, Judicial Service, no, forward day. Sa letter no de coma procurement, director of procurement. And technically, Judicial Service for sa bid no, and de coma procurement. That means, share obane bid him, Chief Justice ne babane bid no, and forward de coma director of procurement. Inti forward call procurement authority. Now, a procurement authority extra buy. Almost J bid in a document, This is the response from the procurement authority. Memorandum. Recommendation for award of contract, redesigning of the judicial services libraries, and creation of the judges lounge. 17th September 2024. Again, a procurement. Your Ladyship, we refer to the Public Procurement Authority approval for the use of restricted tendering method for the redesigning of the judicial services libraries and creation of judges lounge. The procurement authority say, oh, Madam Ladyship, omo letter adi akwa koma Chief Justice. So, Madam Chief Justice, yen saka sa bid na mo de bre no. In fact, ya approve. Company ya waidia Madam Torkono ba edia. September 17th, 2024. And a procurement to Trobeka Chre, a Chief Justice, through the Judicial Secretary, say they have approved the contract. Now, the procurement department has completed the process. Messiah Design 37 Limited has been recommended by the panel for consideration for contract award in a sum of 456,456 Ghana, including taxes. Respectfully, find attached evaluation report and the award of contract letter for consideration. When the signing here, Austin Evans Kanyoke. It's letter de buy no. Bid in the beka ne ma mensano. And for the call procurement and a procurement on the 17th of September, 4 months to election. Approve almost 5 billion old Ghana cedis contract. And Madam Torkono ba. Say unquire the library renovation and renovate or redo a lounge for judges. Almost 5 billion. 4 months to elections. Can she do that? So you now understand why Afenyomakin is backing a lot. There's a lot in there. There's so many things going on and you have no idea. Now, did it end there? No. Yenya butre obiam follow me. Gidi gidi nimo. Ye chere Ghana for the reason why Chief Justice Madam Torkono is not supposed to come back to the Supreme Court. Never. This is clear, just a conflict of interest. You cannot. Moses Ame Jemfi akoche onwani sika 800 Ghana. We show obi Akroma man 800 Ghana. Bone yate ase. Yate ase Sami Jemfi made a mistake. Why bone? Ya kasa nenim. Chief Justice the contract man ne baba. For almost 5 billion Ghana cedis. What to work out them say? Minjai we the man can wansem. Sami Jemfi ko ne ye no koshia obi no wache ni sika. And you say Oya ban mu nipa ane the position no edi senka oya sade no obedwom ye nyina ya kan anim ana meboa ya sori ebie ye to ye mfa mienu we compare ne ahwe den ka also ko jail in there. But I don't want to go there. I'm asking you a simple question. Enti omuchiro letter no every procurement no procurement so they reply by say ya jatum In fact, contract na almost 5 billion. Mumfama Madam Torkono ba Syriam. Okay, yanko yenim. What happened next? Now, the managing director on the same 17th now, don't get this wrong. I'm sure there. On say, she letter away. Letter na free procurement whereby na omo approving letter no on the 17th September no. The same day, another letter came through. Now here. So on the 17th of September 2024, and a procurement for the letter by say contract ya hwehwem ya de amano. Madam Torkono ba ya de amano. That's cool. Now here. On the same day, the 17th of September, the same 17th of September 2024, something happened. I'm in trouble there. Let me move it up so that I'll be able to my kind. There is a letter. The managing director, Design 37 Limited. Award of contract, redesigning of the Judicial Services Libraries and creation of the Judges Lounge. The Judicial Secretary to Madam Torkono actually wrote a letter the same day to Madam Torkono Bano, telling her, say, yenya response a free procurement. Today, they are writing the letter to Madam Torkono Bano. What did they write in the Judicial Service? Letter Omochiro Koma Torkono Ba. Procurement approval on the 17th of September. The same 17th of September, Madam Torkono Jinaso MHR letter command Bano. Letter away free Judicial Services. PDWKS 3524. Dear no letter. Let's read what they wrote in the letter. Letter Omuchiro Koma Madam Torkono Bano company no. Technically, Omuchiro Koma Torkono Bano. This is to notify you that your quotation dated 5th September 2024 for the redesigning of the Judicial Services Libraries and the creation of the Judges Lounge has been accepted. Almost say, all bid now the buy on the 5th of September. Remember, Madam Torkono ba Syriam, the company now your friend, Design 37 Limited, no, omo bid, no, omo the command Judicial Services, ne ma me head on the 5th of September. On the 17th of September, and procurement approve here. The same 17th of September, and Judicial Services, led by Madam Torkono through her secretary, wrote to Madam Torkono's daughter, say, your letter you submitted on the 5th, the bid, it has been approved. It will read here, this is to notify you that your quotation, dated 5th September 2024, for the redesigning of Judicial Services, Libraries, and creation of the Judges Lounge has been accepted. Consequently, you are requested to carry out the redesigning works based on the attached priced bill of quantities and scope of works. 2. This letter is coming from Madam Torkono's office to Neba Company that you have been given 5 billion, almost 5 billion contract. September 17th, aka 4 months near Tuaba. Now, second point, this is what it says. This is technology. The total contract price is 460,456 Ghana cedis, including taxes. Into almost 30 the contract sum, total sum, almost 4.6 billion old Ghana cedis. Yeah, Madam Torkono ba. Nema me sa actual letter man say your contract na tun. Point 3. You are to proceed with the necessary action for the execution of the contract within 4 weeks in accordance with the specifications agreed upon. Payment will be made after satisfactory completion and certification of work done. Okay, point 3 now. Almost say a year payment no obubetua after Madam Torkono ba no aye contract na wie. Point 3 no almost say specifications omo dia man no sika na eye almost 5 billion no oye contract ni nyina wie ombetam sika na ma no. So there's also another twist there. Did she complete the job? Has she completed the job? Has she been paid? Was she paid after the job? Or she was paid after the job? Because we want to know, was she paid after the job was done, or she was paid before the job was done? Because point 3, as stated, you are to proceed with the necessary actions for the execution of the contract within 4 weeks in accordance with the specification agreed upon. Payments will be made after satisfactory completion and certification works done. Inti, they wanted to make sure certifications and completion and everything is done before payment is done. The question is, was all these things done before payment was done? Who is this? It's funny. Now, Yanko point 4. By a copy of this letter, the manager, Law Court Complex, and the director, estates are to provide the needed assistance for the execution of the works. Please ensure that the works are executed within the agreed scope and reports on same following completion of works. In terms of culture, no, making sure say you not the 4 weeks are you 1 month. What the 1 month? Yes, renovation, redesigning of the libraries. So just redesign the libraries. Table way see where the coffee table see books way fakoshaha. Na ye redesign the lounge 4.6 billion old Ghana. Redesigning and you're building a new library. Yes, redesign the library and a lounge. Baby, I judge for me to din normal kind book be obi anye dede ebi omo pe coffee kakra no manom eno na ye almost 5 billion a redesign. Me cham the reason why Madam Torkono say anka or legitimate and or kano kra nko so resign kra ansa na committee we atrase on kano kra nti na oda ho nam ho so ope court akono. She's a liar. She did a lot of damage. And she covered up a lot of things. Now, point 5. Please note that a revised work plan for the execution of the project is to be submitted to the undersigned through the director estate before commencement of work. So, Ushanipa or signing sa letter we are Justice Sarah Pamela C.A. Quarantine, Judicial Secretary to the Chief Justice. Then, I am Madam Torkono. This woman used to be the former girlfriend of Ekufuado. She used to date Ekufuado. The former Judicial Secretary, Pamela. He used to date Nanado Dankwa Ekufuado. Then former girlfriend. And the Judicial Services or a Judicial Secretary to Madam Torkono. So Madam Torkono writes a letter through her secretary to her daughter that we have given you a contract. I have given you a contract. Make sure 4 weeks you do the contract. This is 4 months to election. We were struggling to get money to feed women. Ghana. The dollar was almost 18. The government, they were telling us COVID-19, Russia, Ukraine. They were giving Madam Torkono's daughter almost 5 billion to redesign libraries. Did it end there? No. Let's move forward. Because end of Friday. Now let's go to the next thing that happened. Team, are you still with me? Obiati asye. Sa ni ebe no, ebe ne kakran kakra obi abeti asye o Ghana. Now, after Madam Torkono office ankasa cho letter command the base contract the amount almost 5 billion fano. This is what happened. Now, Madam Torkono bano in less than a month, you catch her and say, "Onye jumani nyina nwie until in some fruit onye bibia." In less than a month, she's back demanding for money. Now, Uridia, she actually wrote a serum, the company, a friend, Design 37 Limited. They actually wrote to the Judicial Secretary to be sent to her mother, Sadieng, and this was received on the 25th of October. Remember, the last letter, Omode endorse and I say Omoje contract is 17th September. This letter from a serum to her mother, the Chief Justice, through the Judicial Secretary, it was received on the 25th of October. Request for payment for redesign of the Judicial Service Libraries and Judges Lounge. Because just say MPP is dangerous. How can you say I Kennedy Japan Bawumia Obodam MPP? So I read the party no. We have no idea. He's at for what you say. Dina me for kakana twi na obi ate ase. Na ade chia kwase bi ko gina TikTok because Kelvin Taylor and ntina me yes am because me pese kwase bi kwa gina TikTok abedi matem be nkrata ba na menya time na me sa kenkan a chirechirem. Mo MPP for kwase afo na mo nko school no mo mu bi. Muntie me. Now request for payment. Afi na ne ba no giska mo ma me do. Are they going to pay her? Let's see. I hope this letter finds you well. I am humbly writing on behalf of Design 37 to formally request for the payment of 456,456 Ghana for the redesign of Judicial Services Library, Law Court Complex Libraries, and the Judges Lounge, which has been approved. So now, Akroma, on your contract, no. But in less than a month, Wababaki say, you approve the contract, pay me the money. Or instructing the mame through the secretary that my contract has been approved by my mother through the procurement, and it came back to my mother, and my mother told me that it has been approved. Now I am back. Pay me the money. The project has been planned to meet all required guidelines and budget. We are confident that with the timely disbursement of funds, we will be able to complete. Listen. Letter way free. Madam Torkono Banho, Syrian company no. In the letter, your trophy Judicial Secretary office, Nema Metroman said, this contract needs to be completed in 4 weeks before you are paid. Now, Akroma catch Nema say through the Judicial Secretary say, the project has been planned to meet all required guidelines and budget. We are confident that with the timely disbursement of funds, we will be able to complete the outlined objectives. Or see, contract today and Saka, by a catch them say, Sani and Mokayano, said Jumadia way, you bet my contract 20 minutes in the Naswa. I was a Sikana ba. Says Sikana ma. Enya dia ye betumi aye ejuma we etu ase. Meaning they are asking for the money. Are they going to pay her? Her mother is the Chief Justice Torkono. Are they going to pay Torkono's daughter the money? They are people who did jobs for the government, road contractors for 8 years. They were not paid. Some died. Madam Torkono's daughter put a bid in less than 2 weeks. It's been approved. Or say, pay me the money now so that I can do the job. Watsup Us through the Judicial Secretary. Now, please let us know if there are any additional documents or information required to expedite the process. Thank you for your attention and support. We look forward to your favorable response and to the continued collaboration on this important initiative. Yours sincerely, K.A. Ketali Abdullah, Secretary, Administrator, Design 37 Limited. And I'm the bread. So, Torkono ba, et mutual letter command.